Well, hello there, YouTube and SoundCloud. I'm grims4ever, your host of the podcast, grims4ever's Untitled Podcast. So, I've said YouTube because I finally cracked how to do a video on YouTube to get the audio onto a video. So I'm using Wondershare Filmora, which I'm planning on buying the full version just so I can get rid of the watermark, because I have the videos on watermark, unfortunately, because I don't own the full version yet. So here we go. We're going to be talking about different things, like different stuff that's going on. We've had a few announcements for the mixed match challenge going on, but first let me say this. It is cold out here on the East Coast. We have about a foot of snow, so I'm holding in there. I'm fine. Everything's good. We didn't lose power or everything, so that's good. And plus I'm watching the Royal Rumble 94, which I have on pause right now because I'm trying to do this podcast and I don't want to get, distracted or anything. So we're going to talk about different things. So right now we have, like, the mixed match challenge that has been announced, like the partners and everything. We have Braun Strowman and Alexa Bliss, Charlotte and Bobby Roode, Finn Balor, Sasha Banks, Rusev and Lana. Yeah, that's a dead giveaway since they're husband and wife. Jimmy Uso and Naomi. That's another dead giveaway. Nia Jax and Apollo Crews. I did think that. I thought that whatchamacallit, Titus O'Neil and Dana Brooke were in the match, but I guess not. There's been stuff going on also, such as, like, Candice LeRae possibly joining WWE, Bayley not getting no longer being pushed due to her losing, which I'm not so happy about because Bayley's money and they're just throwing away money right now. She's great, and it's like, what the hell. There's other things going on. That's about it. Jericho dedicated his Wrestle Kingdom match to Benoit and Eddie Guerrero, and people were like, "Oh, well, Benoit is a killer." Blah 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 blah. Especially, hold on one second. I'm trying to read who the guy was. I'm trying to load everything, but the guy was like, "Hey, you should not be dedicating that match to Jericho, to Benoit." Blah 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 blah. And then Benoit was like, "Well, he was my friend, so shut the fuck up." What was the choice words? Oh, it was Ryan Satin. He basically said, for those who don't remember, Chris Benoit murdered his wife and 7-year-old child, to which Jericho just told him to shut the fuck up. Yeah, he's from ProWrestlingSheet.com, and I thought that was awesome for Jericho to say. He's like, "Yeah, I know what happened. You don't have to remind me what happened. I think about that every day, so shut the hell up." Alright, so we're going to go to Raw. We're going to be talking about Smackdown. I'm not really going to go into 205 Live. I'm going to go over results real quick. So the opening segment, Alexa talked to Kurt Angle, and she thought that Asuka should not have the match against her at all, which Kurt said, "No, I'm sticking by this. There's no way to change my mind, and you're lucky this is not a title match." Next segment, Angle is in the ring, talks about the Royal Rumble, and John Cena has entered, and he explains the rules and says that the rules will also apply to the Women's Royal Rumble, so that's going to be interesting. And they'll get an opportunity to fight at WrestleMania. The bar comes out, and they're not pleased with Kurt Angle putting Jason Jordan in a tag team title match. And they thought it was disgusting after the match that he was celebrating with Angle and Rollins, and then Jordan comes out, says he earned his shot at the title just by wrestling, and not by his DNA. And they start arguing, and Seth comes out and says that even though that they're tag team champions, he has a lot to learn to being a teammate, and explains that he was just outnumbered and that he needs to be stopped being so self-absorbed, and that he's going to help him right now. But by the way he sees it, he's out there to watch him lose. Jason Jordan goes over Sheamus, or Cesaro, I mean. He wins with the belly-to-back neckbreaker for the win. Roman Reigns is being interviewed by Renee Young, and she asks him about his match, which Roman says it's going to be intense and ugly, and calls Samoa Joe punk. The next match is Bray Wyatt versus Apollo Crews, which Bray Wyatt wins the match with the Sister Abigail, and during the match he scares the shit out of everybody, including Dana Brooke, which he falls onto Titus O'Neil. Then after the match, Matt Hardy pops up on the screen, and says he transformed all the Fireflies into the Woken Warriors, and Wyatt cannot escape his Woken wisdom for much longer, and he has the presence all around him. Once Sister Abigail is gone, he will delete him, and he laughs on multiple screens. And it's like funny because it's just like on the scene from Wayne's World 2 when Wayne's just like, hey, you know, if you're dating this guy, you know how it happens, you know, when something happens and somebody tells their friend, and then they tell their friends, and they tell their friends, and so on, and so on, and so on. It kind of reminded me of that, and I was like, oh, that's Wayne's World. That's so funny. And I just thought that was a funny segment. And I know I just laugh at stupid shit, silly shit. Next segment, Alexa Bliss comes up to Nia Jax backstage. And she says she needs her in a corner against Asuka, which Nia Jax is holding a bowl of soup and is like, well, I'm going to go hang out with Enzo because Enzo's sick and he needs me. And Alexa's just like, okay, well, fine. It's either him or me. And then Nia Jax leaves. You know, dicks before chicks, I guess. Next match is Alexa versus Asuka, which Asuka wins with the armbar. Pretty good match, I thought. Next match onto the next segment actually was Renee Young backstage with Samoa Joe. She interviews Samoa Joe and tells him that, you know, he does not have to pin him tonight, and that he can just go for the easy win and just make him disqualify, or make Samoa Joe get disqualified, which Joe says that he will defeat him just like he has in the past. He owns Reigns and has exposed him, and due to him, the Shield will no longer be champions together, and that Dean Ambrose is a stay-at-home dad, or stay-at-home husband, living off his wife's paycheck because of him, which Renee Young just has like like kind of like oh, you did not just go there, which that was a savage quote of the night. And he says he'll put Reigns to sleep and become the new Intercontinental Champion, and this may be Reigns' yard, but he's living in Joe's world. Next match is Braun Strowman versus Heath Slater and Rhino, with Heath Slater on the outside. Braun Strowman, or actually, at the start of the match, there was like a big ECW chant, which was awesome. Fans were into Rhino. Braun Strowman easily defeated Rhino, and then after the match, he did the running power slam to Rhino and Heath Slater multiple times, which was funny. Next segment, Roman Reigns is in the locker. Seth walks up to him and basically says that, you know, keep your cool. And he heard what Joe said, which Reigns is like, he is cool, but Joe is a joke and he is just running his mouth. and you don't mess with Dean. You don't mess with their brother. Rollins warns if he gets DQ'd tonight, Jason warns him not to get DQ'd, and Jason Jordan walks in and says on behalf of him and Seth, they'll take out the bar if they try to interfere. And Jordan is just like being cheesy and just says, believe that, walks off, and then Reigns and Rollins just look at each other and they're just like, what the fuck is this dork saying? Braun is backstage. Kane goes up to him, offers an alliance at the Royal Rumble, which Braun says no, go fuck yourself, walks away. Next segment, Balor announces that he will be in the Royal Rumble, and that's not the only announcement. He announces that he will be fighting Elias and the Miztourage, not by himself, but with Anderson and Gallows at his side, which was really awesome. It got me really giddy, because it's like, oh yes, the club is back together, hell yeah. The Intercontinental Championship match, which was a really, really, really good match, with Roman Reigns defending against Samoa Joe. Roman Reigns won with the spear. Let's see what else is going on. Gulak and Daivari are out, and they basically read a letter from Enzo Amore, and he's not defending the title tonight due to a flu, which Cedric Alexander comes out with zero reaction, unfortunately. And he says he still wants a match tonight with either Gulak or Daivari, and they're like, well, why not both of us just pick a partner? Which Goldust comes out, and during, like, while the match is going on, let's say that they and while the match is going on, the finish of the match actually was Cedric hitting Gulak with the lumbar check, which was awesome. Now let's see what else happens. And the main event, Elias is in the ring with the Miztourage. They start singing the New Year's Day song, which Axel doesn't sing it that good. He's just like tone deaf and just and Dallas just whistles, and then Elias stops them and starts to trash Miami in the tune of the song. Gallows, Anderson, and Balor come out, which they take on the Miztourage and Elias, and the Bullet Club win, I should say, because that's what they are. The Balor Club, whatever. They win with Gallows and Anderson hitting the Magic Killer on the Bo Dallas, and Balor hitting him with the coup de grace for the win. So that was pretty awesome. Next is Brock Lesnar and Paul Heyman doing a promo, which Paul Heyman says he doesn't appreciate the challengers coming at him instead of just a challenger. He says you can lay whoever in front of Brock Lesnar. You can lay 30 people in front of Brock, and he will defeat all of them. And Kane comes out. And Kane chokeslams Lesnar. Kane leaves the ring. Lesnar sits up, laughs. Lesnar clotheslines Kane over the top rope. There's a pull-apart fight going on, which this is like the third or fourth pull-apart fight we've seen Brock Lesnar in like the last few years that he's been back in the WWE. So he did the one with John Cena, he did the one with Undertaker, and he's doing this one. I think there was one before that, and there's like somebody always coming out with like the whole roster, and then they do like a pull-apart fight, and it's just like dumb. So that's Raw, ladies and gentlemen. About ready to go on to SmackDown. And so SmackDown starts with AJ Styles in the ring, and he says Happy New Year. Promises his New Year's resolution is to stay WWE Champion all the way until WrestleMania, which I really want him to keep the title until WrestleMania. Hell, I want him to walk out of WrestleMania with the title, or Shinsuke Nakamura. But he agrees with me with that. Let me see what else happens. And another resolution that he has is to beat Sami Zayn on Smackdown, which he talks about Zayn being allowed at ringside last week, and how the man who approved that decision wants to address that tonight. Daniel Bryan comes out, and as he's about ready to say something, Shane comes out, also wishes the fans Happy New Year, and dueling chants between Daniel Bryan and Shane O'Mac. Shane says, he was attempting to get the referee to eject Sammy to the back and avoid any interference in the main event, and apologizes to AJ about what went down. He talks about being accused of having a personal vendetta against Owens and Zayn. Also accuses Bryan of having some kind of kinship with both Owens and Zayn, and wonders if Bryan will allow Owens to be allowed at ringside, or why would Zayn be allowed at ringside last week, and also asks Bryan if he's turning the yes movement into the yep movement, and continues. And then Bryan tries to talk, and then Shane announces he will be at ringside if Owens is allowed to be. And Bryan wasn't exactly thinking about doing that, but fears Owens should be out there as well if Shane plans to be. And also that if Shane and Owens are going to be out there, he's going to be out there. And so the next match was, I believe it was match of the night. The Usos against Chad Gable and Shelton Benjamin. I was going to say Jason Jordan for a second because of American Alpha. So I thought it was a really, really good back and forth match. We had Gable pinning Jimmy Uso, which Jay was actually the legal man, and then he made that as a case at the end of the match. He was telling the referee he was the legal man, and the referee ignores the argument and hands the titles to Chad and Benjamin. And another referee walks down and says, yeah, Jay was the legal man, it wasn't Jimmy. And we see the replay, and the referee, pulls an R-Truth and says, my bad, the match is restarting. Both Gable and Benjamin are not happy about it, which the match continues. The Usos win with a splash onto Shelton Benjamin. And that's about it. I thought it was a really, really, really good match. Showcased how talented those four guys are. Let's see what else happens. Renee Young talks to both Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Owens predicts Sami will beat AJ, just like what Owens did last week, and Zayn says this is the Sami and Kevin show. Owens says Sami will destroy the house AJ Styles built. Yep, says Sami Zayn. And so the next match we go to the squash match between Breezango, Bludgeon Brothers, which it ends in a no contest. It was thrown out because they assaulted Breezango before the match was even started. They didn't go to their respective corners. Ascension came out to make the save. Rowan tosses Victor into the ring. Harper connects with a super kick to Connor, and double chokeslam by Harper and Rowan to Victor. Backstage, Xavier Woods is blindfolded. He's probably gonna get a blowjob by Paige at this point with Brad Maddox. I kid. And they say that they have a New Year's surprise for him. Oh, come on. Is it really Maddox and Paige? Come on, guys. Stop fooling with my emotions. But no, it's actually like they had like pancakes, and 2018 made as like a pancake. And so that was awesome. and they basically cheer on Xavier Woods and say that he's going to be the next United States champion. I'm going to skip what Mojo Rawley has to say because Mojo Rawley sucks. Um, so the next match is the United States Championship Tournament, first round match, Aiden English versus Xavier Woods. Rusev is in English's corner. New Day is in Xavier Woods' corner. They do their usual stick of passing around pancakes and everything, feasting on pancakes, while Aiden English and Rusev, before the match started, they both started singing Rusev Day, which was pretty fucking awesome. Xavier Woods wins with the springboard elbow off the top turnbuckle. I thought this was a fun match. I just want... I really want English and Rusev to succeed with this. I mean, this is like possibly like one of the most over gimmicks right now in WWE, and yet they're not like trying to push these guys. Like the #1 top selling T-shirt in WWE.com. And also throughout the match, and even after the match, Jinder Mahal and the Singh brothers were closely watching from the side of the TV of what was going on. Next match is the Welcoming Committee versus the Riot Squad, which the Riot Squad get the win. Not too bad of a match. Yeah, Tamina's starting to get a little bit more over for some reason. I don't know why. That's just like out of nowhere. People are starting to cheer for Tamina a lot. I remember that. So they basically, like, Logan drops a knee over Tamina for the pinfall. And after the match, Ruby Riot says that the destruction of the Riot Squad is real, and you will see that destruction in the Women's Royal Rumble match because all 3 of them are going to be in it. Charlotte comes out without the belt, which was kind of weird. She congratulates them and wants to introduce some people that will teach them a lesson, and Naomi comes out as well as a returning Becky Lynch, and they beat up the Riot Squad. Back from commercial, Baron Corbin announces he will be in the Royal Rumble match. Hope he does really good in it. AJ Styles or Sami Zayn. It was a pretty good back and forth match, I thought. There was one point where the ref I think got knocked out. And then Owens was like trying to like distract the referee and everything, and he finally gets in the ring, and Owens gets pushed down by Shane, and tells the referee, "Hey, get Owens out of here," which the referee does so, and then Dale Bryan gets on the microphone like, "Shane, you know, if he's gonna be kicked out of here, then you should go too." Which Shane is like, oh, okay. He starts walking, and that's when the finish happens with the Helova kick from Sami Zayn. Styles gets on the microphone and says, "Is this what it's gonna be like every week?" And he isn't sure whose side Bryan or Shane is on, and tells him to stop bickering like little children. And he says he's the WWE champion and wants to entertain without people getting involved, and says they might as well, while they're at it, just book him in a handicap match. And he says it like sarcastically against Owens and Zayn, which Bryan's like, you know what, that is a good idea. And he says it with a big smiley face. At the Royal Rumble, you will defend the WWE Championship in a handicap match against Kevin Owens. Sami Zayn does the yes chant, and I guess they're trying to turn... I mean, they are trying to turn Daniel Bryan heel, because I just read something that Daniel Bryan is probably going to go heel because WWE wants to hurt his marketability outside of WWE when he decides not to re-sign with the company. So that's kind of shitty. I only watched half of 205 Live. I'm just not really into 205 Live. I mean, that just goes to show you how much like 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 how unexciting it is. I mean, just go back to the CWC version of 205 Live, or just take a page from Wrestle Kingdom 12 in that cruiserweight match that we had, or the junior heavyweight match that we had, the Fatal 4-Way. That was awesome, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. So I'm just going to go over results. TJP defeated Akira Tozawa. There was something with Gentleman Jack Gallagher and Hideo Itami. Let's see. Cedric Alexander and Goldust defeated Gulak and Davari. There we go. That's the end of the show. Now we're going to talk about the main event. Wrestle Kingdom 12 as well as New Year's Dash. The last two shows of are the first two shows of New Japan Pro Wrestling of the year. They're going to be doing some more stuff this year, obviously. I know they're going back to California later this year. They made the announcement at New Japan Pro Wrestling. Like, at the show, at Wrestle Kingdom 12, they listed the dates and everything, and the G1, when the G1's going to be, where it's going to be. Same with the tag team tournament, the best of the Super Juniors, all that stuff. So, the first match was the New Japan Rumble. I did not get to see the New Japan Rumble. It was Kakahira, I think that's how you pronounce his name. He eliminated Cheeseburger last, which I heard Cheeseburger got like a really good pop, and Kikahara, people were really pushing for to win. Other people that were in the Rumble included Jushin Thunder Liger, Delirious, Yoshihashi, Bushi, Yujiro Takahashi, Tiger Mask 4, El Desperado, Kane Mura, Kitsumura, Kojiyama, Hinari, Chase Owens, Tenzao, and Gino Gambino, which I think he's from Bullet Club. I think he's like the newest member of Bullet Club. And Kikahara cut a promo after the match and was giving support to his friend, Noah legend Yoshihiro Takayama. He was seriously injured last year and is still away from wrestling. And the first match of the night for the main card was Rapagni 3K. I think I'm saying that right. I still need to get familiar with New Japan Pro Wrestling. Unfortunately, I don't watch it as much as I want to. So they're against the Young Bucks, the Bucks of Youth. The Young Bucks won the match by the sharpshooter, but before that they used the Meltzer driver on Yao, and I think both Yao and Matt Jackson, they were selling their backs throughout the whole entire match. I thought it was a pretty good nice little match right there. The Young Bucks are the 7-time IWGP Junior Heavyweight Tag Team Champions, so that's pretty cool. Good job there, guys. Too sweet. The Never 6-Man Tag Team Titles Gauntlet Match. The first people to come out to start the Gauntlet Match was Suzuki Gun and Michael Elgin and War Machine, which War Machine, they're on their way to NXT. They're on their way to WWE. And Michael Elgin, I was watching a video with the Solid Monster, and he pointed out that War Machine and Michael Elgin hate each other. And plus there's the controversy that just happened with Michael Elgin with the sexual assault charges or all that stuff. They're doing the whole Harvey Weinstein effect on them, on Michael Elgin. So, phew. So representing Suzuki-gun was Zack Sabre Jr., Tachi, and Takashi Iizuka. That's his name. And then more tag teams were in this match. The defending champions were Bullet Club, represented by the Gorillas of Destiny and Balak Fale. Chaos, represented by Ishii, Yano, and Trent Beretta. I remember Trent Beretta. Let's see, then Taguchi Japan, which contained Taguchi, Makabe, and Juice Robinson, the former CJ Parker from NXT, for those who don't watch New Japan Pro Wrestling. So Suzuki-gun and Elgin and War Machine, as I said, started the match. This whole match, and I have to also say, for the first match as well, I forgot to mention this. I barely watched like the first bit of it because I was getting it all set up. I was walking my dogs, feeding them, watering them, all that stuff. And, it was like snowing and everything, so it was ugh. So I didn't get to see the finish and how War Machine and Rowe got eliminated, or War Machine and Elgin got eliminated, but Zack Sabre Jr. puts the triangle heel hook combo on Rowe, and the match is over for them. Chaos comes out. Suzuki-gun goes right after them. Tachi goes to remove the turnbuckle pad, Yano, and a Yano staple, but can't do it. Tachi goes to 2 on Yano, then removes his pants. Yano avoids the Iron Fingers by Iizuka. Low blows Tachi, rolls him up for the win, and so Suzuki-gun is eliminated. Then Taguchi Japan Trio comes out. They start brawling, Juice hitting his jabs on everyone until Yano distracts him with a turnbuckle pad. Makabe cleans house on everyone with clothesline its right hand. Taguchi is in and begins directing traffic. Third eye left hand by Robinson, followed by a flying hip attack by Taguchi on Yano for 2. Ishii begins making a comeback, but Makabe with a double clothesline on Ishii and Beretta. And Juice Robinson wipes out Ishii with a slingshot plancha. Taguchi starts doing like the Shinsuke Nakamura, mannerisms and everything, and starts doing the Bumaye knee, or the Kinshasa. And Yano counters it with a roll up, so Taguchi's eliminated, and then Bullet Club comes out. Loa hits an AA onto Beretta on the apron. Fale gets sent to the exposed turnbuckle. Ishii begins making a comeback on Tam Tonga. Fale with an avalanche on Ishii, but Ishii avoids the big splash, and Ishii stops the grenade with a headbutt, hits Fale with a suplex. Beretta comes in, but Fale stops the double team with the Samoan drop on Ishii. Tama Tonga comes in, works over Beretta. Beretta fights back. Goes for a moonsault, but Tama Tonga gets him with like a gun stun in midair. Beretta counters with another gun stun with the Dude Buster, wins the 6-man tag team titles. So that was a pretty good match from what I saw. Next match was Cody Rhodes with Brandy Rhodes versus Kota Ibushi. This was one of the matches of the night, in my opinion. There's like 3 matches of the night. So there was like a lot of stuff going on. They did a spot where Kota Ibushi does like a dive outside, hit and takes down Cody Rhodes and Brandy. Kota's just like, what the hell did I just do? Picks up Brandy, kind of like Hulk Hogan did to Elizabeth. Starts walking. Cody attacks him, and both Brandy and Cody look at each other and they just like laugh. So she knew what she was doing. They did that on purpose. There was a spot where it was like, holy shit. Kota Ibushi gets a crossroads by Cody Rhodes onto the floor from the apron. From the apron onto the floor, and boom. Ouch. And Kota Ibushi wins the match with a Phoenix Splash. And so that was that was like pretty crazy. Next match is the IWGP Tag Team Titles. The Killer Elite Squad, which is Lance Archer, who was in WWE as Vance Archer, and Davey Boy Smith Jr., the son of the British Bulldog, versus the members of Los Ingobernables de Japan, which includes Evil and Sonata. There was like a lot of crazy shit going on in the match. Even before the match, Lance Archer starts walking in the crowd, spitting water and throwing water on everybody. I think he's trying to channel his inner Triple H. Archer beats up Young Lions, and this is not the first time in the night that the Young Lions get beat up on the outside. There was it was very close. It was back and forth, but anytime Archer and Harry, Dave Boy Smith Jr., anytime they had the advantage, it didn't look good for Los Ingobernables, and it was just like crazy. Sonata hits the mood assault on Davey Boy Smith Jr. for the win, and so they're your new IWGP Tag Team Champions, which is pretty awesome. I thought they had a pretty solid tag team match, in my opinion. So the Never Openweight title, I believe that's what it is. It's a hair versus hair match with Suzuki defending against Goto. Also, Suzuki put a little fine print in there: if Goto loses, he cannot come after the title while Suzuki has it. I believe that's what I heard in the commentary. This match was fucking hard hitting. There was a time where I thought Goto was like dead. I was like, holy shit, he's not moving, because Suzuki was like choking him out and everything. He basically choked him on the corner, had him like kind of like hanging. He was just, and his eyes rolled in the back of his head. He was like convulsing and everything, and it was just crazy. But they had a very, very, very hard hitting match. Suzuki Gun tries to interfere in the match. They are stopped. Let me see. Goto wins with the GTR, and so Suzuki Gun comes back out. They try and get Suzuki out of there so he doesn't have to shave his head, but Suzuki voluntarily goes back, shaves the back part of his hair, which in Japan, if you like shave your own hair, that means you've shamed yourself. And he walks out of the ring. Let's see. There was now this match was another one of the matches of the night. I mean, I thought this whole card was stacked, but this is another one that stuck out, and this was like one of my favorites because there was like a lot of shit going on in this match. The IWGP Junior Heavyweight title, Fatal 4-Way. Marty Scurll defending against Kushida, Will Ospreay, and LIJ's own Hiromu Takahashi, which I'm just gonna say the finish because there's like a lot of shit going on. Oh, before I get into the finish and everything, Marty Scurll, when he came out, he had this cool entrance, this cool outfit. He had like bird feathers and everything. He just looked so fucking awesome. So, and there was like a part also when Will Ospreay did climbed up this what do you want to say, scaffold, I guess, not scaffold, but this thing, I don't know, but it was awesome. He climbs up the lighting truss, basically, and just like takes everyone out with a moonsault. I was like, holy shit. Ospreay wins the match with the Os Cutter to Marty Scurll. So that was pretty fucking awesome. Like this was one match that stood out, like I said, and there was a couple people, and I'm gonna say this right now because I forgot to talk about this. My buddy Jeff, I work with him at Converse. He has never seen New Japan Pro Wrestling, like never. Um, I told him about what's going on, like with New Japan Pro Wrestling, that Jericho is gonna be there, and he's like, yeah, I heard about that. He's like, how do I watch it though? I told him go on New Japan Pro Wrestling World, sign up for it. It's like $10 a month. Blah 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 blah. It's like, fuck, I gotta try this out. I gotta try this out. And we were talking about it. I'm like, hey, did you watch it? He's like, fucking A. He's like, this is like way better than anything that I've seen in WWE in like quite some time. I was like, fucking A, dude. He said he likes a lot of the guys that were in the um four-way match, and he even likes Kota Ibushi, because he was like, he gave props to Kota Ibushi. He said like quite a few things about like the match and everything, that he was pretty happy with it. He said it was like probably like one of the best things he's seen like in a while with wrestling related. Um and that's about it. Let's go on to the next thing with the IWGP Intercontinental title. Tanahashi defending against Switchblade Jay White. This is the point of the night where I just started winding down. I started falling asleep because it was a long day. I had a couple-hour nap before that, and I was working earlier on in the day. So yeah, it was a pretty long day. So we had Switchblade Jay White lose the match to Tanahashi. Tanahashi's selling the knee. A lot of people were speculating that he might actually have been injured. But they're like, oh, no, he's fine. Um, Tanahashi wins with the high fly low onto Jay White. Retains the title, so that was pretty awesome. The next match was like the most anticipated match of the night. And again, one of the matches of the night, Kenny Omega versus Chris Jericho. Jericho comes out with like the normal WWE entrance, the pyro, the jacket, the light up jacket, I should say. And he actually comes out to one of his songs. He comes out to Judas by Fozzy, which is pretty fucking awesome. I was speculating. I was like, dude, he's gonna come out to Judas by Fozzy. I kept thinking to myself, and this match was a war. Like, it was all over the place. It was crazy. There was like table spots, chair spots. Omega dives out of the ring to try and like hit Chris Jericho. Jericho ducks. He hits the announce table, knocks out Don Callis. So we lost commentary for a few minutes. So I was watching on the English commentary, and my buddy Jeff was watching on the Japanese commentary. He thinks it's so much better. Which, Japanese commentary is pretty awesome too. He's like, I want to hear, the Japanese commentators, not the English commentators, because, he feels that it's like more, he feels that it's better, I guess. I think that's what he said. But yeah, and then, like I said, there's like crazy shit. Jericho slapped Red Shoes, I believe. Or he shoved Red Shoes down, and then locks Red Shoes' son into the walls of Jericho. And he's like, yeah, look at your son, you son of a bitch. At one point when he's outside, he grabs the cameraman, like a camera from a photographer, takes pictures of Kenny Omega, like down and out, and starts taking a picture of like his middle finger. I thought that was funny. There was like he does the triangle drop kick, drops Kenny Omega in midair with the triangle drop kick, sending him outside. They They had like this little small fucking table, and then they puts them through the table. There's like a lot of near falls. Um, uh, Lions. There's like the lion tamer made a comeback, which was pretty fucking awesome. Um, he does the code breaker, but Omega kicks out, and he tells him to stay down. Omega counters with the lion salt, with a shot to the back of the head with a chair, and then hits the one-winged angel onto the chair for the win, which was pretty fucking awesome. Like I said, this whole match was just like, holy shit, whoa, 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 whoa. I thought it was pretty fucking awesome. It was a war, like I said. It was a nice little brawl. They had like a little bit of, they had like a lot of the flying stuff on there, and just like good wrestling. So the next match, I fell asleep in the first few minutes of it. I was like falling asleep. I'm like, you know what? I'll watch this later. I'll go back and watch it. Which was Okada versus Nato, which Okada retains the title. There was a nice little back and forth match. It looked like Naito was going to win a few times, but Okada retained. He's still the champion. He's the longest reigning New Japan Pro Wrestling IWGP heavyweight champion ever. He beat, I think he beat Tanahashi's record. Can't remember but they were talking about it. They were just like, yeah, he's the longest reigning champion. Now New Year's Dash, the night after, which a lot of people call it like New Japan Pro Wrestling's night after WrestleMania, like the Monday Night Raw after WrestleMania. Let's see. Nagata, Nakanishi, and Tenkozy defeated the Young Lions, Oka, Narita, and Amino, and Yagi. And Suzuki Gun represented by El Desperado, Izuka, Tachi, Kanemura, and Taka Michinoku defeated Makabe, Jushin Thunder Liger, Tiger Mask 4, Hanari, and Kawato. Switchblade Jay White defeated Kitamura in a match number 1 of Kitamura 7-match trial series. The Elite, Kenny Omega, and the Young Bucks defeated Roppongi 3K with Cheeseburger. Bullet Club had a little match as well against Taguchi Japan. And representing Bullet Club was Cody, Marty Scurll, Yujiro Takahashi, Chase Owens, and Leo Tonga. And representing Taguchi Japan was Kota Ibushi, Juice Robinson, Kushida, Taguchi, and Dave Finlay Jr., the son of Fit Finlay. The Bullet Club starts attacking Ibushi after the match, and Cody's trying to do like a chair onto Kota Ibushi, and Kenny Omega, Kota Ibushi's former partner, runs in to make the save, grabs the chair from Cody, throwing it. They get into a shoving match, and the rest of the Bullet Club are trying to break them apart. Omega cuts a promo after that and saying that the Bullet Club hasn't been whole for a while. And he says he knows what they need. Brings out Jay White as the newest member of Bullet Club. They shake hands, but then he lays out Omega with a Blade Runner, leaves, tossing the Bullet Club shirt back to him. Which, that sounds like it's pretty cool. And apparently after the whole weekend, Jay White has just joined Chaos. So, and he promises and he vows to take out the Bullet Club once and for all. So, and I think this is also going to lead into the Bullet Club Civil War. That I keep saying it's going to happen. The Elite and Bullet Club. Because I think that's what it's going to be. It's going to be the Elite versus Bullet Club. Balak Fale and the Guerrillas of Destiny defeat the Never 6-Man Tag Team Champions to win back the title. So they kind of did like a Zack Ryder WrestleMania thing, where after he won the title at WrestleMania, it's like, yeah, and then 24 hours later, Suzuki Gun, represented by Suzuki, Killer Elite Squad, Zack Sabre Jr., defeated Tanahashi, Michael Elgin, and War Machine. They beat up Tanahashi after the match. They go after his injured leg. He cuts a promo, holds up the Intercontinental title, and saying he's coming for it. So that's pretty fucking awesome. Lose one title, go after another one. That's how you do it. And the main event match was a 10-man tag with Los Ingobernables, de Japan, against members of Chaos, which included Okada, Will Ospreay, Goto, Yoshihashi, and Gedo. And like I said, Los Ingobernables defeated them. LIJ started beating up Chaos after the match. They laid him out. Nato cuts a promo after the match to close the show, saying there are no excuses. He lost, but 2018 will be the year of LIJ. Chris Jericho runs in and attacks Nato, and it leads into a pull apart fight. Nato does his laying down pose to taunt him and to close the show. So that sounds like it's a pretty good show. I wasn't able to watch the New Year's Dash show, so I didn't get to watch it, but that sounds pretty fun. I'm about ready to sign off on here. Post this on SoundCloud and YouTube. Do the YouTube video. It's gonna take a while to convert this into a video, but it's going on YouTube, along with my episode 2 and episode 3. I mean episode 2 and episode 1. They're gonna go on YouTube, and again, there's gonna be a watermark on the video. There's no title on it. It's just a picture of Daniel Bryan, and like the first video is just a picture of Daniel Bryan and the Yep Movement, and then the second video it's a picture of the Eddie Murphy from the movie Trading Places, the Merry New Year part when he's like Merry New Year and all that shit. So I hope you guys have a nice day. I'm probably gonna come back tomorrow with another video. I don't know, to do like a Sunday video. I'm probably gonna do more videos since we're in the slow season of winter at work, so it's gonna be sucky. Hours are gonna be sucky. I'm thinking about also trying to start doing more YouTube videos and everything. And I know I'm gonna try and start doing other things. I might set up a Patreon. I don't know if I'm gonna do that or not, just so we can make the channel better, and all this other stuff. And just to do this, while I'm away from work and everything, since it's like winter. And like I said, I was actually supposed to work Friday, and we got snowed in. But luckily, my job actually pays me if there's like a state of emergency. So I got paid for basically doing nothing Friday, and that's pretty. It's not cool because I actually did want to work Friday, but it's just like it's cool when because I've never had a job that did that. That's like, okay, so it's a state of emergency. You can't come to work. You're snowed in. Blah 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 blah. Guess what? We're not gonna pay you. And that's what happened when I used to work at one of my jobs, and there was a hurricane actually, and we had to close the outlets because of the hurricane. And but I like it how Nike, Converse, they're both like, you know what? There's a snowstorm. There's a hurricane. You guys can't help it. We can't help it. You guys are actually gonna get paid for that, because you were guaranteed hours that day, and that's pretty cool. That's nice. Like I said, I'm just gonna start signing off. I just finished up the '94 Royal Rumble. I think I was watching a few other things on the network, such as like a couple FCW stuff. They had like a match between Ambrose, Rollins, and Reigns, a triple threat match, when Reigns was Liaki. And then I was watching a match between Chris Hero and Arcasono and Seth Rollins for the title, and there was like a few other things I think I was watching on the network. But yeah, we're closing in on an hour. Like I said, I'm probably going to do another video. I have an idea for another video, and I'll let you guys know what that is. So, and it's not wrestling related, so it's pop culture related. So, hope you guys have a great night, and peace out. See ya.